Hi there, this is David and welcome to an award video detailing my Discord server's top 10 jrpgs that they are most looking forward to in 2023. All of these games were submitted and voted upon by my server, so do please keep in mind that this is not necessarily my opinion, but instead the opinion of the best Discord server around. So come on and join and become part of the fun, and then let's go ahead and begin. Number 10, submitted by Parazophilus Z and receiving 36 votes, is One Piece Odyssey, to be released January 12th for the PS4, PS5, Xbox, and PC. Whether you're a fan of One Piece or you're new to the series, this RPG looks to be a great addition to the franchise. For players familiar with those straw hats, it offers an opportunity to explore both retellings of older stories as well as some brand new ones. And for those unfamiliar, it should hopefully give a good enough idea of the characters and maybe even spark an interest in the, well, admittedly massive series. From what I've seen so far, we'll get to relive some arcs from the series, such as Water 7 and Arabasta, but with a unique memory twist, not to mention all of the new areas, along with turn-based combat coupled with a dynamic battlefield that changes who you can target as you move about the field. This just promises to be a new take on an old formula. Number 9, submitted by Sandra and receiving 42 votes, is Mega Man Battle Network Legacy Collection, to be released in 2023 for the PS4, Switch, and PC. There was a time whenever Mega Man was a household name. Not only had the Blue Bomber starred in his namesake series on the NES as well as SNES, but he branched out into other adventures, including RPGs, over on the original PlayStation as well as the Game Boy Advance. And while the PlayStation RPGs kind of petered out after only 2, the portable Battle Network games took off and grew into a huge franchise, encompassing so many games that their number just about rivals those in the main series. Unfortunately, Capcom has ignored this franchise in the past decade or so, but now there is rekindled interest with this collection, encompassing all 10 games to play. And I am sure that I speak for everyone whenever I say that I cannot wait for this series to come out so I can experience it all over again. Number 8, submitted by TT Paradigm and receiving 42 votes, is Like a Dragon Ishin, to be released February 21st for the PS4, PS5, Xbox, and PC. Like a Dragon Ishin is a spin-off of the Yakuza series that takes place in the Edo period of Japan. Originally released in Japan in 2014 on the PS3 and PS4, it unfortunately never got a localization stateside. So after clamoring for one for the better part of 8 years, we finally got a confirmation of a release next year. This is an action RPG in the same vein as the previous Yakuza titles, following the story of Sakamoto Ryoma, a samurai, and the story is loosely based upon historical events of the period, while also taking a fair amount of liberties. And as an homage to the series past, many characters are modeled from characters from previous titles, including those from my favorite in the series, the amazing and turn-based Yakuza Like a Dragon. Number 7, submitted by Elise and receiving 50 votes, is Fire Emblem Engaged, to be released January 20th for the Switch. Here we have the 17th main installment in Nintendo's long-running strategy RPG series. In what appears to be a return back to the franchise's roots, you lead a motley crew of characters from all walks of life across various kingdoms on a quest to defend the world from the sinister forces of a fell dragon. Series staples like the weapon triangle do return after largely being absent over in Three Houses, while at the same time it does keep some fan-favorite additions, such as Fists and the 3D Central Hub. Probably the most notable and unique feature though is the ability to summon emblems of heroes past, through the use of some magical rings. While the main character's hairstyle is questionable at best, this gorgeous game looks to be a celebration of the series as a whole. Number 6, submitted by Citrus C as well as DP the God, and receiving 51 votes, is Legend of Heroes Chosen to Reverie, to be released in summer for the PS4 and PS5. Doubling as both a swan song to the previous arcs, while also being a precursor to the next evolution of the Trail series, Reverie serves as an epilogue to the Zero and Cold Steel arcs, as well as a prelude to the Kuro games. It is a treat to anyone with the slightest interest in the tale told thus far. With 3 routes to tackle consisting of Lloyd, Reen, and a mysterious new character's point of view, as well as a number of enigmatic new characters only hinted vaguely from side stories, there is a lot to speculate over for fans, as it brings a sweet conclusion to many of the stories, characters, and areas that we've come to love over the years, while also introducing us to the next era of heroes. It's being developed with the same engine as Cold Steel 3 and 4, and it's going to serve as the finale of the current system before Kuro introduces the new battle mechanics. This truly serves as a bridge between the 2 eras of the Trails series. Number 5, submitted by Black Box and receiving 57 votes, is Sea of Stars, to be released in 2023 for the PS4, PS5, Switch, and PC. In a time when many AAA game titles are becoming more cookie-cutter in design, one can always look to the indie scene to find more creative takes on classic gameplay. Now, enter Sabotage Studio and their upcoming game, Sea of Stars, which takes heavy inspiration from the beloved Chrono Trigger. From a similar art style, battle presentation, world map, and even team-up combo attacks, the game still boasts its own identity, focusing on Zale and Valerie, the Solstice Warriors of Sun and Moon. And as you progress, they'll gain the power to control the time of day, which will be useful in puzzle solving, as well as controlling the environment around them. 2023 cannot come fast enough when this vibrant, colorful, retro JRPG is on the horizon. Number 4, submitted by Chronos Strife and receiving 61 votes, is Final Fantasy XVI, to be released in summer for the PS5. Let me be very clear here. I have not really enjoyed a Final Fantasy game since Final Fantasy XIII-2. 13.3 had that Majora's Mask thing going on, 14 was an MMO, and I really don't play those, and then the less said about 15, the better. Maybe I'm a hopeless optimist, but I'm putting all my faith in Square here, and I'm hoping against hope that they can pull out a winner. I do know that they do have the team of Final Fantasy XIV behind it too, so I think that they can do it. You take on the role of Clive for the very first time in a world where summons rule the roost. The War of the Eidolons will be first and foremost, and it promises a much darker and more mature storyline than those found in previous entries. As much of a change as this is, there's just something magical about this series that keeps pulling me back in, so I'm putting all my eggs in Square's basket and hoping for the best. Number 3, submitted by Wilds and receiving 65 votes, is Octopath Traveler 2, to be released in February for the PS4, PS5, Switch, and PC. While the sequel retains the same structure of the original, following 8 character stories throughout the game, now we have 8 new characters as well as a brand new setting. Taking place in the more modern world of Solistia, we've left the Middle Ages behind and seem to have entered a kind of steampunk world instead. It seems that Square listened to the fans when they developed this, because now each of the 8 characters' occupations ties in with their goal, and, more importantly, their paths actually intertwine with each other's in a much more direct way, causing real impacts to each other as a result. They don't just kind of join up and then, disappear like they did in the first game. And once again, we're treated to the beautiful 2D HD style that the first entry introduced, and which also revitalized the RPG landscape this generation. Number 2, submitted by Ku the Mad and receiving 70 votes, is Union Chronicle 100 Heroes, to be released in 2023 for the PS4, PS5, Switch, Xbox, and PC. After what seemed to be eons, the creator of Suikoden, along with others in the development team, got tired of waiting on Konami to create a new Suikoden, and then just decided to do it themselves with their wildly successful Kickstarter. Following directly in Suikoden's footsteps, Union Chronicle is a story of war, betrayal, friendship, and loss, set in a fantastical world complete with humans and non-humans, where you must gather over 108 characters to your banner and form a grand army to face off against your foes. New to this now is the ability to change how your fortress looks, as well as being able to send out expedition parties, and then you can even run into them whenever you're out and about. Rendered in beautiful pixel art with that HD 2D background and environments, The battlefields all seem to have different positions for your party to jump around and strike from, to make turn-based battles feel just a tad bit more dynamic. And number 1, submitted by Venom Uramashi, and receiving 75 votes, is Suikoden 1 and 2 HD Remaster Collection, to be released in 2023 for the PS4, Switch, Xbox, and PC. Never one to actually listen to fans, Konami instead saw the money that Union Chronicle made, and then they thought to themselves, oh, hey, I guess people actually want more Suikoden. Well, no shit, Sherlock. But one step forward, two steps back, I suppose, because rather than giving us a new Suikoden, they instead decided to take a page out of Square's book and just remaster the first 2 games in the series. To their credit, though, they do seem to have a much greater ambiance, with the use of new sound effects such as birds and rivers, as well as new effects to the pixel art. Hopefully the translations will get a much needed upgrade, and the first 2 Suikoden games are classics, so there is zero reason to skip these if you don't already own a copy. These are 2 stories based on country, brotherhood, and justice, and they should not be missed by anybody who enjoys RPGs, and a collection like this is the best way to experience these 2 gems just back to back. Well, that's it for the top 10 RPGs that my Discord server is most looking forward to in 2023. We do have quite a few more honorable mentions though, such as Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, Frint Buckler Wakes the Sleepy Castle, Infinity Strash Dragon Quest The Adventure of Dai, Labyrinth of Zangetsu, WrestleQuest, Fuga Melodies of Steel 2, Trinity Trigger, and Forspoken. What JRPGs are you looking forward to in 2023? Let me know in the comments, and I do hope that you enjoyed this video. And if you want to take part in future top 10s, come on over and join the Discord channel to make your voice be heard too. I'm also over on the Twitch for streaming fun, and you can please consider supporting me on Patreon for early access to my videos and behind the scenes content. The links to them all can be found in the video description. I do hope to see you there. And as always, if you like this, please like, comment, and subscribe, and have a good day.